First, I want to start by saying that I'm not obsessed with money, but everyone else I talk to is, and I recognize that it's an important thing to try to make more money. And one of the main reasons is so other people respect you. You know, if you want to date a girl, you have to make a lot of money. You know, you want to talk to people and have them treat you like you're intelligent. You have to have a lot of money. Most of the reason I would want money is just dealing with other people. If I'm trying to tell someone how to put a fire out, they're like, "You're not rich already, you don't know what you're talking about." I'm like, "Let's just put the fire out, guys." "No, you're not rich already." Like, I need to be rich for you to respect me? Okay, maybe I should slap you in the face, you know? But it is something that is useful to try to make at least some effort to do better financially. And I'm telling you that the most important thing to making money is networking. And I'll give you examples from my life. When I went to school, when I went to high school, I would sleep in class. And I'd wake up and take the test, the exam or whatever, and I'd have the highest grade in the class, or the second highest, out of 30 people. And even in the statewide standardized test, I'd be in the top 15%. Sometimes I'd be in the top 10%. And this is me sleeping in class and not even trying, and me being kept up awake all night by my dad and things like that, and him trying to fight and argue with me and this trashy kind of crap. And I'm a bit lazy academically. In some ways I'm lazy, but when I go to work somewhere and I'm digging ditches or flipping burgers, I'm a hard worker and I'm physically strong. I tend to be stronger than other people, so I beat them physically and I beat them mentally. So I'm like, life is going to be a breeze for me. I'm going to make a lot of money. If these idiots can do it, then I can do it, you know? But the reality has been different. I've been at the bottom socially and economically. And part of it is my parents, is my dad. And he's set me up for failure, and having bad parents and stuff is a major factor. Not having a good family, not having good friends. Even my friends kind of disrespected me. And I never understood that, you know? But what happens is when I go to work for McDonald's, I'm the fastest worker they have. I'm the smartest. I learn all the stations the best. And they never promote me. But they have some guy they'll make a manager, or a girl, and the person's an idiot. They're someone that would fail a test in high school. They're stupid. They're lazy. They don't do any work. Even when work needs to be done, they'll just sit there and watch. Nothing gets done. They don't show up on time. They're not reliable. They call off all the time. They don't dress properly. They have a bad attitude. But they're the manager. They get promoted. They make twice as much money as me. They're treated with more respect. And I'm like, I can't understand it. I work harder and they just get jealous of me and get an attitude towards me. So I just start playing stupid just to get along. So they I try. And, you know, over time I apply for good paying jobs. In some cases, the good paying jobs are only for black people, and I'm discriminated against, and there's discrimination there. But in other jobs, it's just like they laugh at me. Like, "Can I go drive a forklift?" You know, driving a forklift is something a 10-year-old could do. You push a gas pedal to go, and you push the brake to stop. I mean, you just sit around driving it around. Yet a lot of them are good paying jobs. You know, they pay $15 an hour and stuff. And I see other people get these jobs that are just like dumber than a bag of rocks. They can have piercings all through their face, tattoos all over the place. What's 2 + 2? They're high all the time. They call off all the time. I'll show up. Here's a $15 an hour forklift job. I'll come in there like, "Look, I'm highly intelligent, highly skilled, you know. I have work references." And I'm like, "Yeah, do you have experience driving a forklift?" And I'm like, "I will have experience once you give me some training, you know. It's not a big deal." "Sorry, we only take people with experience. We just hired that person with a bone through their nose and they didn't have any experience." "Well, that's different." And time again, it's the same story. And I couldn't figure out what's going on. Why are they promoting all these stupid people? And finally, as an old man, I start putting stuff together. You know, when I hit 30 years old, I'm like, starting to figure out the world here. It's all about networking. Most people are going to hire people who are similar to them, or similar to their own family, or who remind them of themselves. And unless you're at the elite level, most people out here are losers. So the person who's running the factory is an idiot. He didn't do very well in school. And not everybody, not all the time, but a lot of times this is who you're dealing with. And they have high paying jobs. And they're going to hire someone else. You have a bone through your nose and you don't know what 2 + 2 is. And you remind me of my granddaughter. Or sometimes they like having stupid people around too. Like, they make them feel better. But it's mostly about similarity. Even if I play stupid, that helps sometimes. But it's not a big thing. They bring in people who are similar to themselves. And if you don't fit in with most people, it's a disadvantage. It doesn't matter if you work harder, if you're smarter, if you double and triple company profits, if you're more reliable, if you're more trustworthy, if you're superior in every single way, they're still not going to hire you. They're going to hire the person who's similar to themselves, the person who smokes dope with them, the person who plays golf with them on their day off, the person who reminds them of their wife or their husband or their daughter or something like that. The person who they went to school with, the person who they go to church with, and the person who was referred to by a friend of a friend. Joe Blow was a friend of mine and he said you were a good worker, so I'm going to hire you even though you have no experience and no qualifications. Almost all good paying jobs you get through someone else. Like, a friend gets you that job because that friend knows the boss or knows someone that already works there. Me, I had a few friends and they didn't even treat me that well in the end, but I never went out here and networked. You have to talk to people. That's the biggest thing. If I come in there, I'm kind of shy, I'm kind of quiet, I'm just like, here's all my qualifications. Next. You come in there, hi, how you doing? Oh, you have a blue sweater on. I love blue sweaters. I got a blue sweater just like it. You see here, Joe Blow? Yeah, Joe, he's a neighbor of mine. You know him too. Yeah. I got like 5 kids to feed, man. It's really bad, so sad. I can't feed my 5 kids. I got another one on the way. I'll probably have another one after that, even though I can't afford to take care of them. I'm not very responsible. I'm high right now, by the way. They'll be like, you're hired. I like this guy, I don't know what it is about him. I like him because he's talking. Because you have to talk to people, you have to relate to them. Like, they both know Joe Blow, they both wear a blue sweater. And the other thing is sympathy, Oh, you got 6 kids for you. Most people don't give a shit about competence. They don't care that you make bad decisions, that you're irresponsible, because they're irresponsible too. Some are worse than others, but they kind of I relate to that irresponsible behavior. I relate to being a dope head, that's how people operate. But if you want to really get ahead financially, you have to network with people. And it's going to be extremely hard to do unless you want to be a fake person. To network with people who have nothing in common with you. You're better off trying to find people who have at least something in common with you and working together with them. And then, like, when I get my foot in the door, like, as time went on, I start to meet people and know people. Like, I have a friend who is a CNA, and she's telling me she can get, if I went to CNA classes, she could get me like $15 an hour jobs. Now, I haven't talked to her in a long time. But I've met people on the internet and stuff, they're like, I don't make enough money. And they live in Cincinnati as well. Like, they go to online dating, they're like, I need money. Where you work at? I'm making $9 an hour at Walmart. I'm trying to go to school so I can better myself. I'm like, you can take a 1-month class and I can get you a job making twice as much money as you make right now. No, thank you, you're stupid. But I'm at a position where I can start helping people, like where I work at now. You can make some decent money working at this restaurant. There's over time, and when I start businesses, as you get older, you just meet more people, you're able to connect people better. It's easier for someone else to help you than it is for you to help yourself. And that's a revelation that I didn't understand when I was younger. I thought I could do it on my own. My own abilities and my own talents will take me to the top. And most people think that way, and they think that way in reverse. They're like, well, you're not successful, you're not rich, it must mean that you're dumb, because every single person who's smart quickly climbs to the top. Well, they're teaching you the wrong kind of stuff in school, and they're telling you work hard, you'll get ahead, and all this bullshit. They're training you to flip burgers and work for someone else. They're not training you to be a winner. They're really training you to be a loser. But you have to understand, and I explain this because I never understood this. I'm not trying to belittle you, say like, gee, you need to understand networking is important. I didn't understand that networking was important. But your own qualifications do almost nothing for you. It's connections. It's when people make a connection with you, even when they don't know you and you're interviewing and they say, hey, I can relate to you. But usually they're always going to hire someone who is a friend of a friend, or who gets referred to by someone who already works there or something. That's how you get. No, if it's McDonald's, nobody wants to work at McDonald's. It's a horrible job. You're better off on welfare. People work there for 2 months and quit. You don't really need connections to work at McDonald's or to make minimum wage. But I'm saying, if you get into a better paying job, an actual desirable job that's better than average, almost always, if you don't have a ton of experience, it's usually a relative, your father, your brother, your cousin got you that job, or a friend, or someone who goes to your church, or someone who's part of your secret society. Or that's how people get into better paying jobs. So that's a major factor in getting better paying jobs. But then when you start investing in real estate or starting your own business, then you have to network for that kind of stuff too, because it's a team effort. You need people to help you with that. So networking becomes very important if you want to make money. And there's a lot of aspects to that I'm not even covering, that you have to think for yourself and think, gee, how useful it would be to know other people. And they can connect you with jobs, they can connect you with other people that you need and opportunities that you need. They can share information about their experiences. Hey, you want to start a business? You want to go out here and buy a McDonald's? Well, gee, my friend Joe, he's bought a McDonald's. He's done this before, and he can share his experiences with you. Oh, you want to go to law school? I know Jackie over here is a lawyer. And this person, went to law school and can tell you some advice about whether you should do it or not, and if you do it, what are the best ways. Learn from these other people's mistakes. It's a lot easier to learn from someone else's mistake than to make the mistake yourself. I'd rather have someone tell me, hey, don't touch that stove, it's hot, I burn my finger, rather than me touch it myself and get my finger burnt and have a big ass blister on my finger. It's easier to just learn from other people and to network with them, and one hand washes the other. I scratch your back, you scratch mine. It's that it's easier for you to help someone else than it is for you to help yourself. And it's easier for someone else to help you than it is for whatever. But you get the point, you get the idea. But it's like a ladder. This person builds up the person underneath them, then that person builds up the person underneath him, then he builds up the next person, and that's how people start climbing. You don't do it by yourself. Winning is a team sport. Teams win, individuals lose. And if you understand that concept, even someone like me, I'm a loner. I'm a very individualistic person. I like to be by myself. Most of the time, I don't like to talk very much. I'm not interested in other people's lives. Occasionally I like to chit chat or whatever, but most of the time I'm just not interested in other people or social things. And part of that is because most people are not similar to me, but part of it is, even if they were, I'm just more of a introverted person. And unless you're able to get into a good college and become a scientist or a computer programmer or some kind of loner job, or maybe you're able to build things on your own, most of the time, especially in today's economy, if you're a loner, if you're introverted, that's a huge financial disadvantage. You're better off being a low IQ dopehead who's unreliable than you are being a hardworking, highly intelligent, trustworthy person. That you're better off being a bad worker who socializes with a lot of people and really is a burden to the company you work for. You'll get all the promotions. Than you are being someone who's smart and contributes a lot, but you're introverted and you don't relate to other people, and then those people don't give a shit about you and they're not going to help you. So that's why I started at a very late age to work on people skills. That's why I devour books on psychology. Like this like switch. It's not that I desperately need friends and I desperately need people to like me. Generally people like me. It's just, I'm not very social, I'm not very outgoing, I'm not very concerned with other people. I don't understand other people at times, like, it just doesn't interest me, So I read a book like this just because I want to understand the psychology of other people, better ways to make small talk, or better ways to understand other people's behavior and deal with other people in a better way. And it's helpful, you know. And, you know, that's one of the things I just focus on in Hraftzer Society, that it's a key to success is learning social skills and networking with other people. So thank you for your time.